Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, dwyervip.com. Remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Let me say I was wrong on the NBA Finals 2016. I thought the Golden State Warriors were going to manhandle the Cleveland Cavaliers. In fact, I thought there were a few teams in the Western Conference, the San Antonio Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder, who were going to manhandle LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let me just say that Game 7, just analytically, Game 7 is the closest game of the lot. If you want to know why Golden State lost, just consider the fact that when the game hung in the balance in the fourth quarter, Golden State then proceeded to miss their last 9 shots of the game, right? Let me point out, LeBron James, tremendous player, completely tremendous, has a triple-double in a Game 7 of the NBA Finals. He's a big reason why Cleveland was able to pull this off. But understand that as staggering as LeBron James's Game 7 was, and I know the press is praising it, all praise to the king, right? He delivered in Game 7. But what I want people to do is to get into the analytics of this one. You're going to find out that Draymond Green, dare I say, the best player on the Warriors, actually had a better game than LeBron James. Green hits on 73% of his shots. He hits on 6 of 8 threes. Right? It's overwhelming my kid here. He gets 15 boards. Folks, he gets 9 assists. Right? To go with 32 points. So understand, Green's numbers match LeBron James's at a minimum in Game 7. What didn't match were the following shooting percentages of key players. Klay Thompson, he hits on 35.3% of his shots. Steph Curry hits on 31.6% of his shots. Harrison Barnes only hits on 30% of his shots. Festus Ezeli, the last starter, goes 0 for 4. Has a shooting percentage of 0%. In other words, Golden State came out and laid an egg. It extended to the bench. Right? Andre Iguodala hits 33% of his shots. Anderson Varejao, 8.5 minutes, no points. Right? Sean Livingston hits 42.9% of his shots. I think an underappreciated story in these finals is the defense of the Cleveland Cavaliers. I believe they did me in. Understand, Cleveland itself wasn't hot in the fourth quarter. I want people to compare and contrast the awful Warrior fourth quarter stats to the awful stats of the Cleveland Cavaliers in the fourth quarter. Right? But Cleveland's defense on the road held. Golden State had a terrible shooting night, and that's being charitable. As great as LeBron James was, there was a Golden State Warrior player who came to play. Draymond Green, by the way, plays 46 minutes and 54 seconds. Right? LeBron plays 46 minutes and 49 seconds. Right? Understand, both men had a big impact on the game. The difference was that LeBron had Kyrie Irving, who delivered. LeBron had Tristan Thompson, who delivered. Right? Draymond Green, unfortunately, didn't have another guy who delivered among the Golden State starters. Right? I tip my hat to Cleveland. They earned it. They proved me wrong. The king is the king. Let me say this too. You know, what happened in Game 7 is going to change how we remember LeBron's entire career. Right? It's like that couple that remarries. Right? Before the second marriage, you're thinking, oh, that first marriage didn't work out. Then when they marry again, you look back. And you remember that first marriage. We're going to remember LeBron when he was a young pup straight out of high school, right? On his way to leading Cleveland a few years later to an NBA title appearance, right? They got swept, but understand now the LeBron story is one of triumph in Cleveland for the Cavaliers, right? You're going to look at those early years as the early stages. Understand, too, LeBron's other titles involved people like Dwayne Wade, Hall of Famer, Chris Bosh. We can discuss it. In other words, other big names. Here, as much as I like Kyrie Irving, right? He's not a surefire Hall of Famer at this point in his career like Dwayne Wade, who had a title before he hooked up with LeBron was. Right? Understand, too, LeBron doesn't win his first NBA Finals until his third appearance in the Finals. Right? You remember when he first gets to Miami, he loses to Dallas. Right? You remember that in a series where they were favored. All of that's going to be forgotten now, folks, because the great moments change things. Right? Now we have a situation where we're at a fork in the road. Someone was going to be great. It was either going to be the team that won 73 games, unheard of before this season, in the regular season. Either we were going to call them a great team and start comparing them to Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Bird, Mikhail Parrish, right? Tony, Malone, Irving, Shaq, Kobe, Rick Fox. Or it was going to be LeBron James, right? A guy who had faced adversity in NBA Finals, right? Who was coming home, but who didn't have the supporting cast he had in Miami, right? Let me just say this. If you don't realize greatness when you see it, you need to look closely at this Game 7, right? Consider LeBron Batman. His Robin was Kyrie Irving, right? Understand, Jerry West gets a triple-double in Game 7 of the 1969 Finals. But Jerry was at home, wasn't he? Jerry was playing with Wilt Elgin, wasn't he? Gail Goodrich. Right here you have LeBron James. They needed the triple-double. They needed the triple-double to be competitive. And he delivered. Right? So let me congratulate LeBron James. Let me congratulate the city of Cleveland. Let me just say congratulations. I'm licking my wounds. I was on the other side of the play. What can I say? This won't be the last time I lose on a sporting event. But here, I really feel that, LeBron for MVP of the playoffs, that was just self-evident. No one even had to discuss that as you were watching it. Even with Draymond Green being great, you understood if Cleveland won, the trophy was going to go to LeBron James. Well done. Let me hear from you. Let me congratulate, too. There were a bunch of you who responded to my prediction video saying, Dwyer, you're crazy. Cleveland has this and stuff like that. Cleveland just became the first team in an NBA Finals since the 1970s to win a Game 7 on the road. You guys were right. LeBron James delivered against a team that was just recently coming off the longest home winning streak in NBA history. Right? I can't say that if this Game 7 happened again, I wouldn't still take the Golden State Warriors. I would. But there's a distinct possibility I'd be beaten again. Right? I certainly was beaten this time. Cleveland, congratulations. Let me hear from you. If you pick Cleveland, you want to crow about it, go ahead and do so. If you have a theory on why, really, some of the best shooters in the league, right? Klay Thompson, who doesn't remember Game 6 of the OKC series. Steph Curry, unanimous MVP. How could neither of them hit 36% of their shots in the biggest game of the year? If you want to help me, figure that one out, I hope you leave those comments in the comment section to this video. Thanks for stopping by.